Hey guys, Gino here. I'm gonna wait until the gray goes away. Okay, so I'm making this video because I was thinking about selling my Eastsheen cube, and this is a 4x4 that I purchased all the way back from 2008, 2009. So I've had this for a good 6 or 7 years, and astoundingly, it's still in amazing shape. I'm gonna explain more about it, but yeah, I am planning to sell this cube. I'm not sure about the price. I think around $10 is fair. Um, so I thought this is a great cube for people that just want to start getting into 4x4s. It's a lot better than your alternative here, a Rubik's 4x4, and I'll show you some of the differences. But if you really want to get into 4x4s, I recommend, first off, don't ever get a Rubik's 4x4. The mechanism is absolutely horrible, and I'll show you why. I've had this cube since 2008. But you can see actually it doesn't look too bad, but that's only because I haven't used it. I've only solved this one specifically about 10 times. I've solved this one hundreds of times, and that's because I made the switch almost immediately when I saw how bad this cube was. Okay? Okay, so I guess let's start by comparing the color schemes. Eastsheen, first off, is a white cube. So the core is white. You can see there that all the cubies are white, and of course this is black, the typical black. Now, if we're talking color scheme, like I said, both of them do have a white top and a yellow bottom. The cool thing about Eastsheen though is that, the cool thing about Eastsheen is that all the colors are brighter. So, for instance, this red, they both have the same red, but Eastsheen's is much brighter. And then the orange, now that's the only difference between Eastsheen and any other cube. Usually cubes have orange. Eastsheen has this like light purple, which is actually very nice. But if you're too used to this color scheme, it might throw you off. You might have to get used to it a little bit. But it's not too bad. I actually really enjoy this color. So that's good. The greens, like I said, still Eastsheen is brighter by a little bit. And the blue is the most prominently brighter one. See the blue there? It's much brighter. This is more of like almost an ocean blue. It's a lighter blue, and it's really pretty. So I say overall, Eastsheen doing big time with colors too. I really like the color scheme. The only thing I don't that doesn't really fancy me is the purple. Although I do like the color, it throws me off, especially when you compare it to other schemes. So that's the only thing. But if you're a casual cuber and you're just looking to upgrade, I recommend getting an Eastsheen for that. Another thing, the size. So you can see already that the size is pretty different. I haven't measured the exact sizes, but I know, look, it's about half a centimeter bigger here. So this is a lot more blocky and a lot more heavy than the Eastsheen. This one feels light and it fits in your hand very well, as opposed to this one where it kind of spills over your hand. I will compare it to my Diane Zanchi 3x3. This is the same size as a Rubik's Cube, so I'm going to use it as standard comparison. Compared to this one, it's almost a centimeter bigger, which is kind of scary. But when you compare it to this, they are pretty close in size. Obviously the Eastsheen is a little bit bigger, but this is like a lot better to fit in your hand. So I recommend it, especially people with smaller hands, and also people that don't want like a big cube. Okay, and then I'll go over like turning. Oh man, this is probably the most prominent difference between a Rubik's 4x4 and an Eastsheen. A Rubik's 4x4, when you turn, it's extremely slow and very blocky. So you can see here, and it's also loud. You see that? Okay, look. Oh, and it locks up, but I'll talk about that later. See, it catches a lot, and it's slow, and it feels very blocky. So the turning is awful here. I mean, even doing stuff like this, it catches, and a lot of times I find myself having to use two hands to turn instead of fingers. Like, see, I can't even do it there. And I was like trying to do it, see, it takes a lot of force, so the turning is not good. When we do Eastsheen, on the other hand, the turning is so much nicer. The turning is so much smoother. Actually, I can do this, these like movement with the fingers, and it feels so much better. But that's also because I lubricated the Eastsheen. So you're buying Eastsheen with lubrication, and it feels really good. Same thing in the middles; they turn very well. So there's nothing wrong with this cube. And now I'm going to talk about like if you're going a little faster. So we're going to talk about in little corner cutting and lockups and stuff. So lockups happen when you go too fast and you turn a direction in the cube, and then you try to turn the other way really fast, and it doesn't let you because it's not aligned. So let's do a T-perm with this. A T-perm is just a small algorithm that kind of uses all the faces, so you'll see what I mean. So this is what a T-perm looks like, and you'll see how many times it catches. See, there's one. Jesus. See, it's extremely hard to turn. There's a T-perm. I'm going to put it back. Oh, and there, actually, just what I was talking about, these like lockups, there can also be a possibility of popping. And popping is just not acceptable in today's cubing. So I'm going to try that again. Hopefully it doesn't pop on me again. Now you can see why no one ever talks about the Rubik's 4x4. It's just plain awful. And honestly, anything is better than Rubik's 4x4. Partially why I'm selling the Eastsheen and I'm comparing it, because it shows you how different it is. So there's a T-perm. Now let me do a T-perm on an Eastsheen. Granted, I do want to say the Eastsheen is not perfect. Actually, it's far from it. And today's cubes are a lot better. But compared to this, it's beautiful. T-perm. And especially if you have delicate hands, this will turn much better. I kind of have rough hands. There's a T-perm. And then I'll do it again. See? So there are definitely moments where it's very smooth. Okay? And I think a lot of people look for that. So I definitely recommend this over this for several reasons. But that's just a little bit of reason. And the last thing I want to go over, there are some disadvantages, okay? I'm selling this for a reason. I bought a new cube. It's going to be a Eastsheen 4x4. This is a new model that came out, and very recently, I'd say in the last 3 or so years, the 4x4s have gotten significantly better to the point where it's about the same as a 3x3 now. So it used to be like, when this came out, this was revolutionary because it was like one of the few 4x4s that could turn well and not, destroy your cube if you turn too bad. This never pops, by the way. I never got a pop off from it. The only pops I've gotten were from the centerpieces, but it wasn't from movement. It was just like, it was a little misalignment, and it hits it so it pops off. But it doesn't ruin your cube in any way. So I recommend that. So I will go over very slight disadvantages. You can't corner cut with this. Corner cutting just means that, if it's not aligned properly, it won't go. And that's a little bit different from catching. It is catching, but catching usually happens like in the middles and stuff. This one, I mean, like when you're in an edge and you can't turn, you're like, it can still do it, see? So I can move a little bit here and it'll still turn with force. But like cubes like this can't do that, and it'll like pop if you do it, like, and catches even doing that. So if you're accurate, if you have precise hands, this is the cube for you as well. Other disadvantages, honestly, there's not much other than that. I mean, if you turn more than one layer at a time, it does like slightly turn the other layers more. The center is about the same as edge cutting. So all in all, this is a lot cleaner, it's a lot quieter, it's a lot lighter, it's a lot smaller, it's faster than a Rubik's 4x4, okay? I'm not comparing this to other 4x4s in the market, like I said, because they have improved vastly, which is why I'm selling this one now. I have no use for it, but if you want a 4x4 in your collection, you want to learn how to solve a 4x4, this is the cube for you for sure, and you'll be very happy with it. And if you'd like, so I'm currently selling this. I think it's going to be for $10. If necessary, I will throw in complimentary solving lessons, provided you have knowledge of solving 3x3. It's not too difficult. The change, there really is only like about 3 steps more that you need to learn, and they're mostly intuitive, which means you don't have to memorize too many things. So I recommend Eastsheen 4x4 for anyone that wants to get into higher level or higher layer cubes. And please, for the love of God, at least if you don't buy this, please don't buy the Rubik's 4x4. You will be disappointed from day one. I have mine, and I don't plan to sell it just because it's a novelty. But I would never use this for competition or trying to beat like my own record and stuff. It's just too bad. Okay, well, See ya, and hope you buy it. It's $10. That's my price.